One of my first experiences in virtual reality was playing Beat Saber. It's now one of my favorite games of all time, and I've been playing it off and on for over 5 years now, which is a rarity for me when it comes to games, which is a whole other story. Beat Saber is a simple concept for a game. You slice blocks to the beat of music. It's really fun, so much so that I don't think you can understand how much fun it is until you play it and have given it a try, which I recommend you find a way to do. So, review over, right? Nah. I've been stewing over some thoughts about Beat Saber for the last few years, and it's time I put them in a video. As somewhat of a veteran player, I feel my insights are interesting enough to share alongside my recommendation. To illustrate my points, I'll take us back to where it all started for me. It was far from the ideal VR experience, even in 2019. Having a Sony branded toaster strapped to my head while connected to a base model PS4. But slicing blocks to a musical beat awoke something within me that had lain dormant since the times of Guitar Hero 3 Legends of Rock. That is to say, it hooked me. There was a huge learning curve, of course, and over time, with many hours of solid effort, I would go from playing songs on the easiest of difficulties to Expert Plus and beyond. At some point, I started streaming my progress on Twitch. My most OG fans will remember the series From Grease to Glory. A few VODs are still accessible today, but eventually I succumbed to the Zuck and purchased the entry model 50GB Quest 2 headset in early 2021, and I kept playing Beat Saber. It was practically the only reason I bought the thing. Don't be worried though, I've played many VR games with the headset since. These days, my computer's VR performance and the headset in standalone VR are starting to show their age, but it hardly bothers me, because despite everything, I can still play Beat Saber. My abilities as a player now is not quite at the competitive level that I used to be at, which averaged in the top 1% of players in the base game. Not to mention my decaying score saber rank. However, I can still manage to lock in and score around the top 500 players worldwide on any particular song. In some DLC songs, I'm in the top 100. I'm very content with my skill level despite its atrophy, and I'm happy to challenge myself on at least some kind of monthly basis to chase the dopamine highs and feel a kinship to the DDR mall wizards of old. Across my 5-year journey into Beat Saber, many free songs have been added. Beat Games has partnered with real record label companies and has introduced very popular music into the game. Multiplayer got added in, which lets you compete with your friends or other players for bragging rights. A few years back, they even added new block types. Environments and lighting have been drastically overhauled. There have been many additions to the game and changes to the overarching meta of the song maps over the course of its 6-year lifespan. And these are just the major inclusions that I'm choosing to list out. Yet, through all these changes, it has never received an update to its campaign mode. You know, just one of the main menu options. 5 years stale at the very least. So when new players open the game and blindly play the campaign, they get a Beat Saber experience that was out of date even 5 years ago when I started. The pitiful showcase of songs is from the first of 8 free song packs available. The difficulty caps out at Expert instead of Expert Plus. What's more, you're challenged in ways that I believe make you worse at the game. It enrages me, because this is a game that has had since 2019 to evolve to where it's at today, and the campaign showcases none of that progress. Beat Saber's campaign will teach you basic game mechanics and even some fundamentals, I'll give it that. But if it were up to me, the campaign mode wouldn't exist in the game at all. It's far more effective for you to learn by playing songs in solo than challenging yourself to get good, to see the horizon of Expert Plus, to use the modifiers and get higher scores so that you can beat me, your friends, randos online, or just some stupidly catchy difficult song that sticks in your head. That's where true satisfaction lies in Beat Saber, and I will be waiting for you on the other side. It's so lonely at the top. So if you ever buy and play Beat Saber, keep that in mind. The campaign is old and outdated, and at this point, probably will be forever. Now, as poorly designed as I believe the old campaign is, I need it for my next thought. See, there's two missions that showcase what I believe are the two ways you can play Beat Saber. The first, we'll call it arm swinging style. To complete this mission, you must move your arms a comical amount to reach the meters traveled goal and complete the mission. The second, we'll call wrist saber style. As the antithesis to the previous mission, you can only move the sabers a comically small distance to succeed. While these two missions have exaggerated goals, I believe it shows two ways to play Beat Saber. One way leans toward arm use, the other, wrist use. Granted, there is some bleed through on both sides, but I know players will grow into and prefer one or the other. As for me, I'm an arm swinger. There's certainly some wrist movement in how I play to hit some of these corner notes, but I've got a ton of travel in my saber swings. Let me show you what it looks like in gameplay. Maybe it's just not my day. Maybe it's not my day. Let's just maybe if I just let's slow that part down a little. Well, yeah, I mean, I've been showcasing arm swinging this whole video. I don't know any different. So what are we looking at here? I call them wrist saber checks. Rhymes with rug. It may be hard to believe, but there is a right and a wrong way to play Beat Saber. You'd have no idea the game prefers you to have a style if you weren't playing at Expert Plus. And it's not arm swinging style, as you can see. So the first thing you'll think is that I'm complaining because I'm not good at the game, which I'm willing to admit may be true. But I know that I'm not a bad player. I score highly, I can pass difficult songs with high note density, even at my atrophied level today. But my muscle memory has been built on arm swinging style, making these situations nigh impossible for me to adapt to. Over the course of my 5-year journey, I've learned to rise to Beat Saber's challenges by quite literally developing the groups of arm muscles required by the human body to endure this madness at this level. It has taken many hours of me swinging my arms like an idiot with my toaster strapped to my face to be able to do this, and while my playstyle does lock me out of being able to complete some songs due to wrist saber checks for the foreseeable future, I am proud where I'm at and with what I can do. Semi-related, I've quietly seethed over a reply I got on Twitter 3 or more years ago now. The thread went as follows. If you were going to challenge someone who is incredibly in shape, what VR fitness game would challenge them the most? Expert Plus custom Beat Saber maps for arms. Hard difficulty songs on pistol whip for legs. Beat Saber is more wrist flicking than anything else. As far pistol whip, I would absolutely agree though. Depends on how you play. I'm an arm-swinging buffoon, so I tend to come away pretty sore afterwards. When you play Beat Saber with the wrist saber style, sure, you can be under that impression, Mr. Reply Guy. And truthfully, even if you're an arm swinger, you won't be sweating while you're learning to play. But ladies and gentlemen, when you play the game as wrong as me at my level, do you have any idea how many calories I can shred in just 30 minutes? 400 calories, and that's verified through my smartwatch. The Quest 2 doesn't track calories now. They depreciated that app a few months ago to my utter dismay. But back when it was tracking my burn, I could easily log the shedding of over 10,000 calories in a month. My arms get sore. I sweat like crazy. I wear gym clothes and take a shower afterwards. I'll never be able to beat some of these wrist-flicking nightmare realms, but honestly, I don't care, because burning calories like this has never been more fun. It might objectively be the wrong way to play Beat Saber according to players like Mr. Reply Guy and how some of these new songs have been mapped, but when you're an arm swinger, you're burning calories, sweating, and losing weight. And I think that's an awesome trade. So you're wrong, Twitter Reply Guy. You're wrong. Brief aside about the elephant in the room, modding. Yeah, it's a thing. I've done it. Oceans and oceans worth of community-made song maps for almost any music, or even movies, under the sun. Cool-looking custom sabers, new environments, new camera angles, new leaderboards to challenge a thriving community bustling with players. It's very thrilling. But you know what I think? It's such a hassle. Every update to the game naturally breaks mods, and the game updates often. Is it worth it? Sure. And some players even suggest that the game is worthless without playing the modded PC version of the game. Maybe they're too broke to pay Beat Games for song packs or something. I get it. But I don't agree with that sentiment. Because you know where I've spent 80% of my playtime? The base game, installed on Quest 2, with a few DLC song packs. That's good enough for me. It might be better with mods on PC, but Beat Saber has never needed mods for me to enjoy it. And that's my 2 cents on that. While VR continues to inch toward new innovations at a cripplingly slow pace, I'm still glad that I can play and recommend to you Beat Saber, which I consider to absolutely be a name brand product, no matter how you play it. Out of every VR experience there is, I think the one that I've had with this game over the years, grinding to the top of the charts through every difficulty, despite my gripes and opinions, has been the best experience I've had inside of a virtual reality headset. If you're even a little curious, I definitely recommend you try it through renting some VR equipment or buying your own secondhand. Your mileage may vary, of course, but when it comes to my journey, even across 3 separate digital copies and all the DLC I've ever purchased, Beat Saber still gets my $1 an hour guarantee. It's truly one of my favorite games of all time, and certainly my favorite game to play wrong. I appreciate you for watching, and invite you all to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed the video. If you've made it this far, please leave a comment with a game you recommend me to play. I'm already working on my video schedule for next year, and I'm looking for some unique ones to cover. Okay, thanks, and goodbye.
It's getting bigger.
Hefty chunk.
Ugh.
Mega chunker.
How do I?
Oh Lord, he comes!
Ah!